Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Spacious Spine. So we'll be working with a lot of fluid, like wavy types of motions through the spine, as well as some twisting to just help everything decompress and open up, and also elongate, making space between your vertebrae. This type of practice I find is really helpful for just getting into the body, connecting more with that inner body awareness, and also getting a little bit of a kind of like rinse for the system. So you just need yourself and some place to move comfortably. And whenever you're ready, let's get into it. We'll start from Sukhasana. So finding your way here to a nice, spacious seated position. Find a conscious placement of your hands, either facing up or down on your thighs, and then begin to let your eyes softly fall closed and melt your shoulders down your back. Right away, begin to feel the energetic press of your sitting bones into the earth. See if as you do this, you can remain relaxed through the creases of your hips and just let your knees fall into the force of gravity. So you're not actively pressing them down, they're just relaxing. And then imagine that there's a stream of energy that connects from the root points where you sit all the way down to the core of the earth. So for a couple moments, feel that downward energetic current. Now begin to imagine that current rising from the core of the earth all the way up to the points of where you sit, and then reaching through the line of your spine all the way up through the top of your mouth and the crown of your head, stretching you to the sky. And then spend a couple breaths feeling into that liberating current, the current that reaches from the earth all the way up and out toward the sky. And see if you can hold those two equal, opposite currents of energy in your awareness simultaneously as we begin to engage with our breathing. Begin just to notice your breath as you arrive to your practice. Starting to take your inhalations a little bit deeper to the tops of your lungs, and using the exhalations to anchor downward. Begin to feel that with your inhale breath, the breath is rising from the root points of your sitting bones through your low back, then into middle back, upper back, back of neck, and top of the head. And with your exhale breaths, let it wash back down that same channel, but in reverse, from crown of head all the way down to your sit bones. Spending a few moments here, continue to elongate your breath like you're painting it up and down the line of your spine. And you can begin to cultivate Ujjayi Pranayama. In and out through the nose, constricting slightly into the back of your throat and gliding the breath along that space. Continuing to stay in this really tall, spacious, seated position. Scan through your physical body. Notice if there are any tensions in the form of sensation, or maybe in your mental space, a thought that feels like it's clinging, or an emotion that causes a sensation as a result of a thought, maybe. Just look around, see what you find, and then see if you can let it all be there and also soften around it or soften into it, especially the stickiest spots. Staying here 2 more rounds of breath. In through the nose, fill all the way up to the surface of the collarbones. Exhale out of the nose, steady stream of air through both sides of the nostrils. 1 more deep inhale breath. And an anchoring exhale breath. Begin to blink your eyes open and root your palms flat onto your thighs. Start to make some rotations of your rib cage, gliding the heart forward, ribs toward one side, and then pulling back with your sternum towards your spine as you contract, and then over to the other side with the ribs. Imagining the rib cage like a planet orbiting the central column of your spine. Just going a couple times in each direction. Keep your shoulders relaxed as you do this. Keep your knees heavy and reverse as you're ready. Smoothing the breath through all four sides of the torso. And then come back to a neutral spine, steady seated position. Place your right fingertips down at the base of your spine and then use your arm behind you like a prop to lift you up. Breathe in, flex your toes and stretch your left fingertips to the sky. As you breathe out, place your left hand to your outer right thigh, coming into just a little easy seated twist. This first twist, nothing too crazy, so take it slow and easy. Inhaling to find the length and the space. Exhaling, keep that space as you spin the left side of your body toward the right side of your body. If you like, as you stay here, you can allow your head to fall toward the right ear toward right shoulder to feel the sensation of opening along the left side of your neck. Last breath here. Lift your head, unwind, just pause in the middle for a moment for one breath in, one breath out. Place your left fingertips to the base of your spine. When you breathe in, lengthen from your toes all the way up through your right fingertips. When you exhale, right hand to outer left thigh. Inhale, grow through your spine. Exhale, hug in through your navel to wrap your right ribs in the direction of your left ones. Press a little bit into the knife edges of your feet and feel how this energizes up your spine. Last couple breaths, allowing the head to fall heavy toward the left shoulder. One more full inhale breath. Exhale breath. Unwind, pause in a seat. Take an inhalation and an exhalation. And then climb up onto your hands and your knees, coming into tabletop. Spread your fingers, press into the pads of your fingers, root into your toenails, and then hug everything toward the central column of your spine, igniting the midline. When you breathe in, relax through your low belly as your tailbone curves toward the sky. Start to create like a hammock effect through the back of your heart so your ribcage can open up. Then begin to drag your palms isometrically back towards your knees as you traction your heart forward to come into a cow tilt. You can spin your eyes to the sky and take one more inhale breath. When you exhale, press straight down. Begin to hollow into your low belly, and as you do, let your tailbone reach toward the earth. Close in through your solar plexus and your ribs. Press the ground away from you more firmly to spread your shoulder blades, and then let your head get heavy, chin toward your chest. Cat pose. Next inhale breath, opening up again into cow. Take this really slow so you feel that arch articulate all the way up your spine. Tailbone lifting first. Then the heart looks forward, and then eventually your eyes will reach up. When you exhale, press down, tuck your pelvis, hollow your core, round your spine, create so much space into your back body as your chin gets heavy toward your chest. Take a few more of these, just beginning to move at the pace of your own breath, seeing if you can slow down your breathing to match the length of the movement. Feel for what is expanding and feel for what is contracting to create space for that expansion. Start to find your way back to a neutral tabletop. Root into your left palm. When you inhale, turn your right fingertips up to the sky, opening up. When you exhale, glide your right shoulder through toward the earth. Tap it down there. As you inhale right away, unwinding again, right fingertips up to the sky. As you exhale, thread the needle. Right arm shoots through and reaches toward the earth. Breathing in, fingertips high, counter twist. As you breathe out, right shoulder down. This time we'll stay and we'll focus on the twisting element here. So press your left palm down and see if you can keep the hips level, stacked over the knees. Just begin to slightly spiral your heart toward the arm that's extended. Soften into your belly. Relax the creases of your hips. Take one more breath in. Staying for the breath out, feeling that twist through your thoracic spine. Dig into your left fingertips. Breathe in, unwind, turn your right arm up one more time. And breathe out back to tabletop. Right palm anchors. Inhale, left fingertips reach to the sky. As you exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, unwind, keeping this flowing with the breath, left arm high. Exhale, thread the needle. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, thread through, this time pressing a little bit more into your right palm. As you sink your head toward the earth, just begin to spiral through your ribs. Seeing how much you can twist into the middle back. One more inhale breath. Relax around your face as you exhale. Press into your right palm. Breathe in, unwind, sending your left fingertips to the sky. And as you breathe out, get steady back in tabletop position. Now start to curl your toes under. See if you can tuck all 10 toes, even your pinkies. When you breathe in, tailbone lifts, heart forward, eyes look to the sky. When you breathe out, glide your pelvis back towards your heels, but keep looking forward with your heart and your eyes and dig into the pads of your fingers. Now inhale, round through your spine, tuck your tailbone underneath of you, hollow your core, and start to shift forward again so your shoulders move on top of your wrists. Then with your exhale, lift your tailbone to the sky. Imagine your sacrum's on a string being drawn back, but your heart's on a string being pulled forward, so there's resistance as you move into active child's pose again. Making waves now with these cat-cows or active child's pose to cats. Inhale, rounding the spine, shift forward, hands and knees. Exhale, little arch through the low back, then the middle back, then reaching base of heart forward as the hips come toward the heels. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, riding on the stream of your breath back, active child's pose. Inhale, round your spine, come forward, hands and knees. When you exhale, start to lift your knees, curl your tailbone toward the sky, and slowly travel back into downward facing dog. Let's step the feet a little bit wider than the hips, maybe even toward the wide edges of your mat as we arrive here, just to give a little more space into the low back. You could pedal out your feet, bending one knee, reaching the opposite heel toward the earth. It doesn't have to touch down, but it could. Maybe play with a little swivel of your hips. It could be like a figure 8 type of shape, or just a rock from side to side, whatever you need to do to open things up in your own body today. After a few breaths like that, when you feel ready, step back into a hips distance apart stance with your feet. Play with spreading your toes broader to make the foundation that you have to press into more available. Dig into your fingers. And now play with this idea of trying to pull your mat apart or like tear it apart by your hands pressing super firmly down and forward and your feet pressing down and backward. Close your ribs. Broaden your upper back space. See how much you can elongate your low back, maybe keeping a little bend in your knees to do so. Take an inhale and an exhale. Breathe in and begin to turn your eyes forward. As you breathe out, travel to a fold at the top of your mat and we'll land the toes behind the wrists. Bend your knees generously here. So in doing so, you can rest your belly and your chest onto your thighs to fully decompress your spine. Sometimes hands at the back of the head can be nice for especially like a spinal focused class to just help elongate through the cervical spine here, letting the back of the neck lengthen. Take a small sway from side to side, shifting the weight on your feet. Staying here a couple more breaths. You can close your eyes and visualize the breath traveling up and down the line of your spine once again, using the exhale breaths to rinse off any tension, anything that's held or stuck in your back body. Begin to release and place your fingertips back to the mat. Walk your feet all the way together to touch. When you inhale, keeping the fingertips rooted, lift your heels, coming high to the balls of your feet. When you exhale, bend your knees deeply, sink your hips really low, and draw the sit bones to the heels. Now crawl your fingertips forward and really round into your spine, suctioning your belly button back, tucking your chin to your chest. Breathing here in ball pose. Inhale. Exhale, compress a little more into your core. Inhale, walk your fingertips back in so they're underneath of your shoulders. Look forward. When you exhale, sink your heels down, lift your hips, and fold forward over your thighs. Now inhale, super slow halfway lift. We're going to break it down. So start by squeezing your belly button to your spine. Get rounded into your low back. Glide your palms up your shins. Now, starting to do the opposite. So kind of arching the tailbone back in space. Micro bend your knees. Squeeze through your core. Stretch through the whole line of your spine so the crown of your head begins to shoot forward. Flat back position. Take one more inhale breath. And as you exhale, fold forward, keeping your spine long. Let's do that 2 more times, linking the breath to the movement. Inhale to find halfway lift, ironing from tailbone forward through crown of head. And exhale to drape your torso heavy over your thighs. 1 more, breathe in, lengthen halfway. And breathe out, fold forward. Now rooting into your big toes, squeeze a little in through your core, start to round your spine and slowly roll up to standing 1 vertebra at a time. Be in no rush at all to come all the way up. But as you do, let your head lift last and then just melt your shoulders down your back, away from your ears. With your next inhalation, root into your feet, circle your arms wide and all the way up to the sky. Turn your eyes to look up. As you exhale, left fingertips reach forward, right ones reach back. Now, keep your your right hip pointing forward. It might want to twist toward the right, so try to resist that. Root into the earth, lengthen your spine. Imagine your rib cage is floating away from your hips. Then squeeze a little more through the left side of your body to turn through the middle back. Take 1 more inhale, 1 more exhale. Next inhalation, unwind and reach your fingertips to the sky. As you exhale, right fingertips reach forward, left ones reach back. Inhale, squeeze in through your waistlines. Exhale, spiral your right rib cage forward as the left rib cage draws back, all while keeping the hips level. 1 more breath. Inhale, unwind, reach to the sky, fingertips high. As you exhale with a long spine and a strong core, dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take an inhale breath and elongate crown of head forward and tailbone back. As you breathe out, place your palms to the mat and softly step into plank. Take an inhalation, grip a little more firmly into your fingertips and elongate in your plank. As you exhale, slowly sink your knees to the mat for 3, like you're moving through mud, for 2, and for 1. Touch your knees down softly, then inhale, arch, tailbone lifts, heart forward, eyes look up. As you exhale, hips back towards your heels, keep reaching your heart to your thumbs, active child's pose. Inhale, start to round your spine, shifting forward through hands and knees. As you exhale, press your toenails down, gently land the tops of your thighs to the mat. Squeeze in and up through your low belly. Micro bend your elbows and unfurl up into a high cobra position. The upper arm bones are tractioning back and toward one another to create space in the heart. Take 1 more breath in, lifting in and up through your pelvic floor. As you exhale, release all the way down onto your chest. Interlace your fingers here at the base of your spine. Root into the tops of your feet. Firm your thighs. Let your hips get heavy. Then inhale to float your heart and float your hands, fists reaching back, but with an equal amount of energy, your heart's stretching forward. Take 1 more inhalation. See if you can grow longer. And as you exhale, release all the way down. Extend your right arm wide to the side, palm facing the earth. Left hand can come beneath your shoulder. Press down and roll onto your outer right hip. Step your left toes off the mat behind you and then drop your head. Just staying here, 1 breath in, melting through your body with your exhale breath. Roll through the center. Extend your left arm to the side, right hand under your shoulder, rolling in the direction of the extended arm. Right toes drop back, relax your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Now, go back and forth a couple more times, moving at your own pace. Onto the right side, relaxing the head every time that you land and pausing for a breath, maybe 2 breaths, whatever you need. Take the rolls through the center. Really easy, really lazy rolls. Feeling the support of the surface beneath you. All right, begin to even out your sides. Find your way back to the center. Now, taking your fingertips to the wide edges of your mat, press into your feet. Inhale, squeeze your thighs, slowly unfurl all the way up into another cobra. Feel that the back of your heart is what's doing the curling action. See if you can even elongate your low back by stretching your tailbone toward the backs of your knees and engaging your low core muscles. Take one more breath in. Breathing out, release all the way down onto your belly. Take your right hand more forward than your left one. Left hand can be kind of beside the ribs, right hand under your shoulder. When you inhale, press down, rise up into like a staggered or offset cobra. When you exhale, rolling onto your right hip, draw your left fingertips in front of your body. And then sink into your right side. So right shoulder moves up toward the ear. The right side ribs are expanding open. Just pausing here for a few breaths. Feeling how much space you can make. How much air can you breathe into your intercostal muscles, the muscles that run between the ribs. One more inhale breath. One more exhale breath. Start to pick up your left foot. Place it forward of your right thigh. Dig into the pinky side of your right foot. Take an inhale breath to prepare. When you exhale, press into what's connected to the earth. Begin to lift your pelvis away from the earth. And then maybe clawing into your right fingertips, stretch your left fingertips up to the sky. You could stay here or squeeze your right side even more and circle your left fingertips forward, forward, forward over your ear, elongating that line. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, keep your feet as they are. Pivot to face toward the top of the mat. Place your left palm down and then see if you can lift your left foot and just step it a little more forward. Bending into the left knee, sink your right knee to the earth. Coming into a low lunge here. When you inhale, float your fingertips to the sky, Anjaneyasana. When you exhale, draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward toward your thumbs. As you exhale, hook your right elbow to your outer left thigh, coming into a revolved lunge. Dig into your big toes. Take your inhale breaths to send your tailbone a little bit back and the crown of your head forward, make space. When you exhale, press your left hand down into your right one and begin that revolution through the ribs. Keep connection in your core the whole time, especially feeling with your exhales that your navel is drawing in and back. One more breath. Begin to unwind, steadying through your core as you do. Place your fingertips to the top of the mat. Lift your back knee. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just step forward into a fold. Feet can be parallel or together, whatever you like. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate the line of your spine. And as you exhale, just fold forward. Next breath in, press into your feet with a long spine, rise all the way up to standing and turn your eyes up to follow your palms as they touch overhead. Exhale, palms meet in prayer, heart center. Breathe in, reach wide, reach all the way up to the sky. Breathing out, right fingertips forward, left one's back, coming into this standing twist. Inhale, root into your feet, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, wrap right ribs toward left ones. Maybe turn your gaze back over your left fingertips. Inhale, unwind, circling the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, left fingertips forward, right one's back. Squeeze in through your waist as you breathe in. As you breathe out, revolve. Eyes looking back, one more breath. Unwind, inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, Uttanasana, diving down, forward fold. Take a breath in, halfway lift, elongate. As you breathe out, palms to the mat, just softly step back into plank. Inhale here, really energizing through your core. As you exhale, keeping that core connection, soften your knees to the mat. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arch your back, tailbone lifts, heart forward, eyes look up. Exhale, hips toward heels, active child's pose. Breathe in and round your spine, coming forward through hands and knees. When you breathe out, press your toenails down, starting to unfurl into cobra. Micro bend your elbows, sink your pelvis, but lift your pelvic floor. Shoulder blades squeezing together behind your heart to help it illuminate forward. Take one more breath in. Breathing out, lower all the way down onto your belly. Interlace your fingers here, bringing the opposite thumb on top this time. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale. Float your heart and float your hands. Staying as you exhale, maybe floating the feet and the thighs or not. Hug in toward the midline and then elongate. Back through the toes, forward through the heart. One more breath in. Breathing out, release and let that go. Take your left arm wide. Right hand places down beside your ribs, rolling to outer left hip. Right toe step back, drop your head. Take an inhale. Relaxing into the chest stretch as you exhale. Roll through the center and then extend your right arm wide, left hand under your shoulder, dropping the left toes back behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax your forehead. One more time each side, but take it at your own pace. So whatever you need to do here, lazily rolling through the center and switching. And then we'll meet back lying on our bellies. Step your fingertips to the wide edges of your mat. Take an inhalation, press into the tops of your feet, peeling your torso away from the earth to come into cobra. Micro bend the elbows, biceps wrapping forward, triceps wrapping back. Just take one more breath in, lift your low belly, and breathe out, lower down. Stagger your palms, left one a little more forward than your right one. When you inhale, press down, rise up into this offset cobra. When you exhale, roll to your outer left hip. Right fingertips drag in front of your belly. Sink into your left shoulder so it moves up towards your ear. Letting the intention here be to create space in the left side of your body, noticing that the right side kind of cinches as a result. There's always a simultaneous expansion and contraction. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Begin to pick up your right foot. Step it in front of your left thigh, leaving a little bit of distance. Press into your left palm and the knife edge of your left foot. Breathe in to prepare. Then breathe out, pressing into the earth. Lift your hips away from it. Circle your right arm up over your head and then maybe forward over the ear so the bicep draws close to your head. Take another inhale breath. Squeeze the left side open, the right. As you exhale, pivot to face the top of your mat. Place your right palm down. Lift your left heel. Hug your right knee to your chest. And then step right foot to right thumb. Coming onto fingertips as you land your back knee down. With your inhale breath, pull your feet toward one another. Rise, Anjaneyasana. When you exhale, palms to prayer. Lengthen your heart towards your thumbs and then twist left elbow outside of your right thigh. Little revolved lunge here. Dig into your big toes. Pull your feet a little toward one another. Grow through your spine with your breaths in. With your exhale breaths, spiraling through the ribs and trying to rinse all the air out of your body. As the breath leaves the body, allow anything you don't need to hold to drop as well. One more breath. Unwind to face forward, squeeze your core, root your fingertips to the top of the mat. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just step to a fold, feet parallel or together. Breathe in, halfway lift, iron your spine. Breathe out, palms down, chaturanga. You can step back or jump back. Lower halfway, elbows touching tight to the ribs. Untuck your toes. Inhale, rise into either cobra or up dog. Back of the heart stretching forward. Exhale, belly button to your spine. Glide your hips all the way up and back into downward facing dog. Let's play with some spinal waves. These are really nice rinse, I find, for the back body. So we're gonna start little, micro bend your knees.
When you breathe in, begin to feel like your tailbone is reaching to the backs of the knees. So you start to round the low back, then a little into the middle back, then a little into the upper back, chin to the chest. It's like a rounded down dog. And then get really arched in the down dog. So tailbone initiates the little ripple back. Pressing your hands down and forward, you can look to your thumbs. So just like a little ripple of the spine, inhaling forward, exhaling back. See if you can imagine that your body is made of water, so everything can just glide and keep moving in this way. This can be intuitive, so it doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing. Start to make your ripples a little broader, beginning to shift forward almost toward like a high plank with the inhalations. And then feel the articulation on the way back, arching your low part of your spine, middle part of your spine, upper part, and then looking forward with your eyes. Just keep playing here, maybe even closing the eyes for the last few rounds. Wash your breath through everything that you can feel. Good. Begin to lift your heels. And next time you come forward, you can sink your knees to the mat and just come to a seated position back on your heels. We'll play with a little seated cat-cow. Also a little shoulder expansion here. So bring your fingers to interlace in front of you. When you breathe in, stick your butt back, squeeze your waist, lift your heart, and draw your biceps beside your ears. Press energetically your palms toward the sky. When you exhale, like you're being punched in the stomach, hollow your core, tuck your pelvis under, close your ribs, and press the palms of your hands forward. Even chin tucks toward the chest. Again, inhaling, arch, tailbone back, heart lifts, eyes lift. Exhale, round and curl through your spine. 2 more of those, riding your own breath. Making these waves as fluid as possible. Bring your spine back to a neutral position. Come through a seat and we'll find our way down to lying on our backs. One final pose before we move into our rest. Just a nice, easy supine twist. So press into your feet. Lift your hips just slightly, like an inch away from the mat. Walk your hips to the right and then bring them back down, so touching the sacrum down. Hug your knees in about halfway to your chest and then allow both legs to fall to the left. So right knee is stacked on top of the left one. Sometimes the left shoulder blade gets a little stuck under the back of the heart, so you can lift it, slide it out, like more toward the left, and then anchor it back down. Palms facing the sky, soften them, maybe allowing your head to turn to the right over the fingertips. Now catch as much gravity as you can. Feel it soak into your muscles and your bones. You're getting heavier and heavier. Begin to roll back to the center, stepping your feet flat to the mat. Lift your hips, wiggle them toward the left side of the mat, and then place your sacrum down. Hug your knees in halfway toward your chest, and now the knees fall toward the right. Left knee stacks on right one. Untuck your right shoulder blade if you need a little more space, and then press your left shoulder to the earth as you turn your eyes or your head over the left fingers. How much can you drop and soften? Begin to roll yourself back to the center. Step your feet down, wiggle your hips to the middle, and then hug your knees into your chest and take some circles on the low back, a little body weight massage here to release. Go in both directions. And then begin to wrap yourself up into a tight squeeze. Lift your chin, draw your forearms around your shins, and hug everything in so tightly like you're hugging someone that you love. Take a breath in. And when you breathe out, open up into Shavasana. Arms, legs, everything extending long and wide and broad. And then melting away any remaining tension or holding or clenching. Seeing if you can feel
the spaciousness of your whole body. Feel your presence, your aliveness from the inside out. And then settle into the support of the earth beneath you, letting yourself be absorbed downward like water sinking into soil. Taking the next couple of minutes in rest. Begin to gradually bring your awareness back, feeling for any sensations of like buzziness or circulation moving through your system. And start to deepen your breath again, filling the lungs with the inhales, dropping, releasing with the exhales. Start to gently wake up your body with some little movements into fingers and toes. You can take any other kinds of movements here that want to express. And then on an inhalation, create a long body stretch. Arms back, stretch through your spine and your legs and your feet and your toes. When you breathe out, roll to a side for fetal pose, tucking your knees towards your chest. Keep one arm extended overhead and rest your head onto it, dropping here. And as you're ready, press down and find your way back to Sukhasana, just where we began, anchoring to the earth, but also elevating through the spine all the way up to the sky. Pause here. Notice what has shifted, what has opened up or become more spacious in your practice today, even if it's just one small opening. Draw your palms to prayer at heart center and take one final moment here for you, just resting in stillness and quiet introspection. Maybe creating an intention for your day as you move forward. One final breath together. Inhale, fill your lungs. Open mouth, sigh, let something go. Lift your heart and bow, chin to chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that this felt spacious in your spine and that you were able to create some elongation and maybe rinse some things out. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below. You can also join as a monthly donation member. Both of these really, really help to support me. Have a great rest of your day or your night. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I'll see you soon in the next class. Bye.